Right, I've started recording again to see how far I can get this time before the battery goes off or the camera switches down. Right, so I've come over Jack's Bridge, I've come up the steps to the wall, and I've come right along the wall, and then you come to this section here where this pathway splits off into two. But the way I do it, I go the red trail. You can see the red arrow. So I climb over this wall through the turnstile and then walk along the inside of the wall along the flagstones and keep going over towards Hebden Stall and Black Hole Crags. I'm sure me and Jimmy went doing that way the very first time I come along, because we weren't quite sure about this red track. Right, so you just climb over the wall through the gate and then just go over to the wall and go along the flagstones along the walls to take you right over to the far side, heading, like I say, towards Black Hole Crags and Black Hole Rocks, where the rock climbers use the cliffs for practice rock climbing on. And as you can see, Calderdale Council, so Calderdale way. Right, through the gate here, up the path, and then go along the side of the wall. And it's just literally all the way along. I've just hit the camera off the branch there and the hanging down off the tree. Right, won't be long before the bloody camera switches itself off again, because I'm out and open now, so I'm getting the full sun, and it's after 12 o'clock now, so it's at its hottest, highest in the sky. So I've just sat down there on a rock, just right, little short burst again before it goes off. So I've climbed over to that gate there, come up the flagstones here, and you get to this one and you go off to the left, so you can see the red arrow. See the red arrow on that one? So I'm following the red trail right along towards Hebden Stall and Black Hole Crags over there, straight ahead. So you go around here, and then on the outside of the wall you walk along the path there. So you're going to squeeze through this skinny gap in the wall, and then just follow the flagstones along on the inside of the wall here. Right, so there you are, you can see the flagstones now, and then you just follow this all the way along over several fields, keep going, and eventually in the distance you can see the church steeple at Hebden Stall when you keep going further and further along these fields. Right, get on the field here, the grass, it's easier, instead of trying to keep into the on the flagstones where all the nettles are. So you go all the way down, then eventually you turn right and go down past somebody's house, and you keep to the left hand side of it. But once again, there's a little marker post there with the arrows on it and the red one. So you go through this little turnstile gate and then just follow the flagstones down again to the next gate. Right, I've just started recording again after coming along past that guy's house that he's building. There's a red arrow just to the side. You keep to the left hand side of it and you follow the pathway all the way down, jump over the wall there, and there's a bench seat there with a yellow arrow on. So you keep on going down here, downhill, and then you go uphill on the other side where you meet the road coming down from your right. Hebden Stall's straight over there. So you go down this track here and there's a road comes up from your right hand side. You join that and go up the hill and round, slightly round to the left hand corner, and there's a gap in the wall. You go through the gap in the wall where it says Hebden Stall, and you just follow the pathway and keep taking the pathways that take you higher and higher up to the top, and it takes you up close to the wall where you walk right along the wall going towards Black Hole Crags. That's the way I go anyway. So I'll be walking along the top of Black Hole Crags, then I'll be looking for the right turn where you go down in a zigzag form down some stone steps until you get on the bottom track like this, and then you just follow it all the way down about a mile and a half back down to the main road, and then you drop down the hill past Queen's Terrace, and then you just drop down to where you can see the stairs that take you down in a Z shape going down and down and down, and then it takes you through between two houses, and you get back on the main road and then turn left, and it takes you back along to the town centre of Hebden Bridge. Then I'll be going left, crossing over that stone arch bridge to the White Swan where the steps are, where people go down the water's edge where the ducks are, and then just go along Bridge Gate again, turn left and start going up. Right, I've come along from that guy's house where you keep to the left of it where the red arrow is. I've come down past his property, climbed over the wall where the bench seat is. I've continued along, and then you get onto the road there, which is going up that steep bank, and you're meeting a track coming from your right. So that's why I've started recording again, to show you where I'm going now. So you follow that track uphill, that steep hill, and then it starts to bend round the left, but just before that there's a gap in the wall to the right. Well, that's where you go, where the wood marker points off saying Hebden stall, because there's obviously houses down there. That's why that road's there, for the people to get, the residents to get to their property down there, coming down from Hebden stall, I would imagine. Right, so as you can see, the end of the track brings you onto this single tarmac lane going up the hill, and as you can see, it's bloody steep. Tripping over everything here. What a tripping I'm doing in there. It's a troughs. They must have been old troughs for animals to get a drink out of. Right, so here's you join the road coming up from the right, but I'm going straight up there, and as you see, it starts to bend to the left. Just further around, there's a squirrel just crossing over the road there now, 3/4 of the way up. Whereas just as you bend to the left, the hole in the road, the wall comes up on your right, and there's a wooden marker post, but it's usually hidden by the trees overgrown it, so you've got to look for it. But that's the way where people go down, driving down to their properties further down there. Right, so up we go. It kills you going up here now. After you've had a long walk already, then you've got to hit this bloody bank. Now my left boot feels like it's getting slack now, so I might have to sit on again and fasten my left boot again, which is hard for me, not having the use of my left hand, and I can't like pull thin laces tight and keep them tight and tied up in a bow properly. So that's why they keep coming slack. So I've got to find a boulder just high enough to sit on, so I can lean forward and reach my laces and pull the laces tight as I can get them to tie them in a bow, and try and hopefully they stay tight and stay on my foot. But as soon as I start going through the gap in the wall, I'll find a boulder to sit on and see if I can fasten my lace tighter this time. It's just after walking, obviously your foot's moving backwards and forwards in your boot, and it's obviously pulling on the laces and they eventually come loose. But it's a bugger of a bank to get up this, like. Whew. Here's a squirrel. It's just jumping up on that little tree. I can still see him. He's just on the lower branches. There he is there, just there on the right hand side. He's just gone down and whipped around the back of it. It was just on this tree here and he went down round the back. Right, I've just had to stop and start the camera again because it's just gone off with the heat again. Right, so here's the gap in the wall where the wooden marker post is pointing in here, look. But if you go around that corner, you go and see another house further up, well, you've gone too far. You need to go along here where it says Hebden stall, public footpath, and start following this pathway. And like I say, as you go further and further in, keep going to the pathways that take you higher up to the left, clambering over all the rocks, because you need to be at the top end for to go along to the Black Hole Crag rocks where the mountain climbers practice parasailing down the ropes down the cliffside. Oh, just rub my arm against all the nettles tops there. Shit. So I'll be itching like hell later on today. Right, so you'd think it'd be better off, like, because I'm in the trees now, I'm getting a bit shade, but the camera's just getting red hot and turning itself off all the time, constantly. But I'm just going to follow this track all the way up through these boulders, keeping to the left and going higher and higher to get up to the wall. So it's a bit of a scramble going along here, but it's doable. It's like, so these bits are awkward for me. Right. Right, I've started recording again because I've come to the junction in the pathway. There's a marker post there. That's where you can go straight on and it goes up to the left, and I think it meets this one. But this is where I go higher and higher and go up to the top where you walk along the wall. You meet the wall at the top, so keep left and clamber up there. So I've come through the gap in the wall, I've scrambled along this rocky, really rocky path, and then I'm going off up there to the left. So that's why I started recording again, just to show you this little bit of a junction in the path. Right, so go past this tree, grab a hold of it and help you pull you up. I've just had to sit down again and fasten my left lace and pull it tighter again because it was getting slack to walk and my boot kept slipping. Right. Whoa. I need to go that way. Oh, right. So it's a bit awkward in places, this pathway, like, but like I say, it's doable. You just have to persevere and keep clambering up the step ups and squeeze between the boulders and use little trees to help pull you up to get each section of it. But you can just start to see the big boulders up ahead there now as I'm going higher and higher to the wall up there to the left. I'm sweating now, flip my neck. Whew. That's why my camera keeps turning off, because it's getting hot straight away. Even though I'm in under the shelter of the trees, it's still hot. Right, okay, I've come through the gap in the wall. I've come right up the boulders, the awkward bits, and then you get on a bit of a flat path again for a short period of time. Then clamber over these 3 stones here, and then this is the start of when you go across the top of Black Hole Crags and go towards Hebden Stall as well. Right, so it's awkward as hell getting up here. Oh man, high step up. Oh yeah, but that didn't give us any. I'll have to hang on to this one. Get up this way. 1, 2, 3. How are man? Up you go, that's it. So awkward step that. Right, so you just got to go right along this path now, heading for the top of Black Hole Rocks and Black Hole Crags, or whatever you call them these days. But there's some awkward, precarious places where you've got a big massive drop down to your right and you're going across the top of the cliffs and you've got to step down and the pathway is not even. It's awkward as hell, so you've got to take your time. But like I say, I've come right along this pathway and I've kept up high and I'm up against the wall on your left hand side there now, and I've just got to make my way right away along here now. Take my time as I go across the top of the cliffs so I don't fall down and break my bloody neck. You hear a farmer with his tractor up in the field. Right, I've just started recording again because I'm looking over where I'm going down around the corner of this wall. And if you look over there left, you can see the church in Hebden Stall. So I'll just continue around this track there now and the awkward bits are coming up soon where you go across the top of the cliffs, and there's a sheer drop down to your right, so you've got to take your time. Sometimes you've got to sit down on a rock and drop down the high step so you don't stumble and fall when you get down to the bottom, or trip over a bloody tree root or something. You've got to be damn careful, because like I say, there's a hell of a drop down to your right. It's high cliffs. These flies are just hanging around me all the time now. They're in my ear, they're up my nose, they're hanging around all the time. So that's the downside of coming out in the summer times. I've just thought, not with it being, it's June the 21st, which is the longest day for daylight hours, so it won't be getting dark until late, so I'll be able to drive home in daylight hours all the way home before it starts getting dark. Right, so there's the church steeple in the Hebden stall. Here's a bench seat that you can sit on. Right, there's a couple of people coming along here now. You start to get the views over to the right there, and you'll be able to see Stoley Monument over on the top of the cliff over there. Afternoon. Have you got the right time, please?
It's 2 o'clock, I think.
Right, I was going to say, have you got a mobile?
2 o'clock on the nose.
Thank you very much, sir. Enjoy your day.
Thanks, and you.
Thank you. Right, I've started recording again because I want to point over to Stoley Monument, and down there you can see the main road, the A646, where all the cars are going along. So you got some hellish views from up here, back down into Hebden Bridge. Right, so I continue along towards Black Hole Crags now. But this is the precarious section where you've got a hell of a drop down to the right, and it's all high cliffs that you walk across the top of. So just take your time, especially if it's been raining and these rocks are slippy. You don't want to be tripping over a bloody tree root and going all the way down there, especially when they're wet, because they're slippy as hell. Right, like here, it's they're on a slope, the rocks, so you've got to be damn careful. So this is where I sit down on my arse and drop my feet down if I have to, or just grab a hold and lean over. Right, that's it. Right, step down now to the bottom bit of the path. Then I can turn around. That's it. Bugger off flies, man. Sick of them. Right, so there's loads of places to wait. Right, I'm putting my cap back on again, start recording, because I've come right along the top of the cliffs in some precarious places, because there's a massive drop down to the right there when you're walking along. Scary. And now I can see the fence where you can go left towards Hebden Stall, or right to go back down to Hebden Bridge. So obviously I'll be going down the right, down the stairs. Down, it's like it goes down in a Z shape, it goes down, round, it keeps going down as it goes around each bend, and then you just get onto the path which slopes all the way downhill, and you go back down towards Hebden Bridge. Like I say, you go all the way down to the bottom till you hit the main road again. Right, so here's the fence coming up there now. When me and Jimmy first come here in 2018, this gate was taped off and it says dangerous, please don't go beyond this gate, because obviously you're well above the cliffs down the right there. So we just walked along so far and pointed out all the metal stairs that's been hammered into the ground for the lads to tie their ropes to for climbing up the cliffs and lower themselves down the cliffs. So that's where you go down these stairs here, it goes down to the right, to the left, and then it just goes down and down and down and down around the corner. So that's what I'll be doing. So it says please use the belay stakes that's in the ground already. Don't use the fence, this fence, for to tie off to. My God, look at this, man, it's all